Hey guys, it's Starchy, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about slowdowns on Killer. Specifically, 4 main slowdowns. I just wanted to go over them and talk about them, see if they're like a big deal. Just give my take on those specific perks and just slowdowns in general. Because we all know that if you run 4 slowdowns, the survivors act like you just pushed their grandma down the staircase. Which we all know isn't true. Now keep in mind, when you're talking about slowdowns, these perks are not going to be thought of specifically on any killer. I do know that some killers have some built-in slowdowns, such as Legion, such as Plague, where Legion you don't really want to heal against Legion, and Plague you don't want to cleanse against Plague. And let's be honest, if you guys are not taking your friends and then just shoving them into the pool of devotion like you're Jason from Jason X, then you know they're not your friend, or you're not friends. I want to talk to you guys about pain res, Scourge Hook pain res, and this perk is the big baddie of all slowdowns. This is Vecna of all slowdowns. This is my favorite, and in case you guys don't know what it does, is you take a survivor, and as you hook them, if it's on a Scourge Hook, the closest generator to being finished is hit for 20% progress. That's just overall. That's not progress done on the gen, it's 20% progress. This is an insanely good perk. Definitely the best perk that killers have to this day right now. The next one would probably be like Noed, but I think Pain Res is holding the #1 spot for sure. I will say that there are 2 flaws to running this perk. One, there's always a chance that you will never have Scourge Hooks, and this one does happen a lot. It happens a lot to me. Like, there will be 4 Scourge Hooks just in the other corner of the map. There will be a Scourge Hook on another floor that I can't get to. Now, the last flaw to this perk is that once you get all 4 tokens used up, then this perk just basically becomes just like your father whenever he left to go get milk. It just completely disappears. And honestly, that is a huge flaw to perks in my opinion. So that definitely sucks. There is one counter to this perk that I would highly recommend survivors do. And to me, it just makes dealing with this perk a lot easier, and that is to do separate gens. If you guys are all sitting on one gen and then the pain res pops, then you're gonna have a bad time. To me, it's just a simple counter. Just make sure you guys are doing separate gens, and then pain res can only hit one of them. Pain res hits one, then the other one gets finished, then you can go and finish the other. It's a super simple counter, and I don't think it's too hard to do. I'm not trying to be inconsiderate for like most survivor players. It's just, if pain res is in the game, make sure you guys are doing separate gens. Most survivors that I see that I play against are usually doing separate gens anyways. So pain res it'll get value, but it's not going to get a whole lot of value. Definitely cut the value of pain res in half if you are doing separate gen. Next up is Pop Goes the Weasel. This perk used to be one of my favorite perks because it was so strong. It was a very good gen regression perk, and it was honestly, back in the day, you would just basically be running this and one other gen regression perk, and you were good. You were running barbecue, you know. Those were the better days of the killer builds in my opinion. But you would hook a survivor, and then the next generator you go to, you used to hit it for 25% overall. But now you hit it for 20% of the progress that is put on the gen. Most of the time, that's not a lot. That honestly is not a lot. And sometimes it's even less than your normal kick, which really sucks. But in my opinion, this perk is really only strong if you're kicking a gen that is near finished. You could pair this with pain res, And whichever gen that didn't get hit with pain res, you can go kick that one. But overall, I don't think Pop Goes the Weasel is too strong of a slowdown nowadays. But it still has a place in the meta. And for some reason, it's still one of the ones that people complain about. Next up is Corrupt Intervention, one of Plague's perks. This perk I feel is in need of a redo, a remake, whatever you want to call it, because I think that Corrupt Intervention needs to be Killer Base Kit in its current form. Like, nothing needs to change, just the current form. It needs to be base kit, and they need to change what this perk does. So in case you guys don't know what Corrupt Intervention is, at the start of the trial, the 3 furthest gens from the killer will be locked up by the entity for 120 seconds, or until a survivor goes down. So if you get a fast down with this perk, it just shuts off immediately. There is a little cheeky thing that survivors can do with Plot Twist and No Mither, but like no one's running that, so that's not really something that you need to be afraid of. This perk is usually only good on like Trapper, Myers, Hag. Nemesis is enjoyable at times. Plague is really good with Corrupt Intervention. A lot of killers that want to, set up. Those are the killers that you want to run this perk on. But again, as soon as you get one down, if you go for a fast down, then it just completely dies. Again, just like your father when he went to go get milk, just completely disappears. Is there a counter to this perk? The counter to this perk is just go touch another gen. Don't wait the 120 seconds or whatever time it takes for the killer to get it down. I would just go find another gen, start doing that gen, and make sure that you are not going to end up 3-genning yourself. Because sometimes Corrupt Intervention can protect the 3-gen, but most of the time survivors will be able to stop the 3-gen. Now, I wanted to put Ruin for this last slot. And Ruin, in my opinion, isn't super powerful. It's not overbearing. It's not OP. It's just a really good slowdown perk right now. But with Ruin, all you have to do is just go find the bone. There you go. Just go find the totem, break it, and there you go. Gone. But I wanted to take the time to talk about this perk real quick. Surge, or Jolt, however you want to call it. Those are both names for this perk. This perk is possibly a problem to killer, mainly because whenever you use Surge, the nearest gens to you, 32 meter radius, it's not super big, but gens within your terror radius are going to be hit for 8%. And that might seem like a good thing, but the thing is, if you keep using Surge, then you're going to keep hitting those gens. Now, with how gens are working nowadays, you're going to end up locking that gen from you just because of Surge. You can only kick a gen, what, 8 times? 8 or 9 times? And if Surge keeps hitting it, you're going to lock the gen. You're going to get the gen protected from you. You're not going to be able to kick it anymore. And if that's the last gen that survivors are focusing, you're not going to have any chance to protect that gen at all. Now, is there an actual scenario where this actually happens? Probably not. But the fact that the killer can still just go in and shoot themselves in the foot with Surge is just kind of funny to me. It's definitely not a perk that I think survivors need to worry about. It's not a huge it's not a huge oppressing perk in my opinion. Is there really a counter to this? Just run the killer away. Just run the killer away from the gens that are being worked on. There you go. Yeah, that was the last perk that I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, after talking about those 4 perks, I wanted to tell you guys that honestly, just run what you want. Just run whatever perks you guys want. Don't let anyone dictate what you need to run. There are some perks that are out there that I really hate. I really fucking hate the Weave Attunement and Franklin's combo. I think that is just very dumb. Having aura reading 24/7 just really sucks. But I'm not gonna stop people from running it. I honestly feel like you should just run whatever perks you want. If those perks are enjoyable to you, then run them. Don't let anyone ever tell you what you need to run. Okay? Make sure you guys all have a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you guys leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye. I can take you higher than you